basic cookie is flour, sugar, fat.
That's true.
That's the way to change it into a somewhat healthier option.
And let's start there. With a more health-supportive version of your traditional holiday sugar cookie, rather than using all-purpose white flour, choose whole wheat pastry flour. And whole wheat pastry flour is really fine, as pastry flours are. They are milled very fine, so they create a light texture. So even though it's whole wheat and therefore a whole grain and better for you because it takes more time for your body to digest it and break it down, the sugar absorption is slower, it is still really good for pastry making and cookie making.
It's also not stripped of all the nutrients as white flour is completely.
That's true.
Then we come to flour, sugar. We come to sugar. Usually white sugar, the main ingredient of a cookie next to flour. What are the alternatives?
Coconut sugar is a wonderful alternative. There are lots of great alternatives out there for sugar. When you're doing a straight change, stick with a dry sugar like a coconut sugar or a palm sugar as opposed to going with a liquid sugar unless you're an advanced baker or unless you've listened to an Organic Conversations episode, Flour, Sugar, Fat, which talks about holistic alternative baking.
Which leads us to the fat. Of course, butter, often used, delicious, but not everyone wants to have an animal source. And you can use coconut oil, which would make it vegan.
It would, actually. Coconut oil, like butter, is a saturated fat, which means it's solid at room temperature. And so it's a very good replacement for butter when you're baking without any kind of dairy.